Today I'm joined by Congressman Tiffany from Wisconsin's 7th District. He is currently in the race to be Wisconsin's next governor. Congressman Tiffany, it's an absolute honor to have you.
It's a real pleasure to be here.
So our first question for you is, Mandela Barnes recently entered the race for governor, and he talks about you rather than other Democrats as his main opponent. He said in an interview the other day that you have, quote, zero ideas and zero vision for Wisconsin. What is your vision for year one in office?
So first of all, I think it's rather presumptuous of him that he's going to be the nominee with 6 or 7 people in the race, and he's going to have to get through that. But I have a very clear vision, and we're going to provide leadership for Wisconsin that it's not had now for a few years. And first of all, our educational system. Did you know it's almost half of first graders in Wisconsin cannot read at grade level?
Wow.
That's a failure. We have fallen behind Mississippi in educational attainment. That is unacceptable. We need to fix that. Second of all, we have among the highest energy prices in the upper Midwest. We used to be among the lowest like 20 years ago. Once again, a failure of the current administration and Democrats. We are now in the bottom 10 states to start a new business. One of the big things that me as a parent who has 3 adult children, I want them to be able to have an opportunity to stay in Wisconsin. And the brain drain is real. We're losing these good young people to other states. Let's keep them here. And I'm going to provide the ideas and the leadership to turn Wisconsin around.
Sounds great. In a conversation with my mother the other day, she said that she believes President Trump's doing a great job deporting illegal aliens across our country. What are these deportations and the safety of Wisconsin going forward going to look like under a Tiffany administration?
So first of all, a part of my platform is to have safe streets. I mean, everyone in Wisconsin should expect, I don't care where you live, you should be able to have safe streets. And that will start with no sanctuary cities. We cannot have a county or a city ignoring the laws of both the state and the United States. They cannot ignore those laws. And if someone has committed a crime that is here in Wisconsin, they should be held accountable for that crime. And if they are an illegal alien, they should be removed from our state.
Got it. So let's talk about healthcare. Many Wisconsinites see healthcare costs as unaffordable. What are your plans for healthcare across the state of Wisconsin?
It starts with 3 things: choice, competition, and transparency. Is there anything else? Like, if you talk to your mom and dad, ask them about healthcare if they know how much it would cost for a particular procedure. There's very few things that we have in our lives that we don't know how much it's going to cost when we walk in the door. But that's the case with healthcare. So first of all, we got to have transparency, because then we can have competition. And we will have people that will say, I believe I can get into that business. I can, for example, a doctor saying, I could start my own clinic. And that way we will get more competition. But we have to provide people with more options, because what has happened with Obamacare is that it's actually limited our options. Let's give people more options, because none of us, our needs are not the same. Especially, let's take young people that are in really the peak health of their life. They don't need the same healthcare requirements as somebody who is older. So let's give different people different options. That's what I'm going to do, is provide more options, not less, like has happened with Obamacare.
Interesting. So when interviewing Washington County Executive Josh Schoeman and Andy Mansky, they both criticized your letter to Canada about the wildfires. As governor, can you do anything else to prevent these fires and save our great Wisconsin summers?
Do you know why they criticized me for sending a letter to Canada?
They said in their interviews that they're action people and not very much letter people, is their words.
Okay, so what actions were they going to take to stop those fires? Were they going to take the local fire truck up to Canada, or what? So, no, we wanted to make it clear to Canada that we're noticing this. And this is a serious health concern. We've seen information that has come out over the last few months that is citing that there are people, especially with respiratory difficulties, this is having a real harmful effect on them. And so the first stage to doing something like this is to raise awareness. that people know that there's a problem and what the problem is. That's what we're doing with the letter, is we're saying to Canada, you guys got to change how you're going about managing your force, because that's ultimately the problem. And it's something that I've worked on going all the way back to my state legislative days, where our forests are not being managed properly, both in Wisconsin and especially out west and in Canada. And that forest management needs to change, because one of the things that is an outgrowth of that is these massive wildfires in our big forests.
Got it. So, how important do you believe President Trump's endorsement is in this race, and how do you plan to earn it?
Well, I'm going to continue to do what I've always done, which is make sure that we achieve fiscal responsibility, that we have less burdensome regulations, that we secure the border, which I've helped deliver that message over the last 5 years leading up to what President Trump has done. I mean, I'm going to continue to be a strong advocate for the state of Wisconsin. And then you let the chips fall where they may. The president's going to make his own decision in regards to this, and whatever he decides, I'm going to live by that. But the ultimate thing that I'm looking at is, this is about the people of the state of Wisconsin. They're going to make the decision. The only endorsement that really matters is the first Tuesday in November of 2026. And that's the endorsement I'm hoping to earn of all the people of the state of Wisconsin.
Sounds good. Democrat Assemblywoman and also a candidate for governor on the Democrat side, Francesca Hong, has falsely said that these tariffs belong to you and that they're causing quote-unquote tailgateflation. What are your thoughts on these tariffs, and how are they affecting Wisconsinites?
Yeah, so we have lost so much manufacturing in the United States, and especially Wisconsin. Remember, Wisconsin per capita is the best manufacturing state in the United States. We need to keep that manufacturing here, because that's where the good middle class jobs are. That is where prosperity is with those manufacturing jobs. So it's important that we protect them, and tariffs is part of the route that we're able to do that.
Got it. So today, politics is a nasty sport where candidates will do anything to hurt their opponent's reputation. Are there any secrets that voters should know about you before an opponent may expose it?
No, I don't think so. I think, I'm just an average Wisconsinite. I've been a lifelong resident and small business owner, married to my wife, Chris, for 30 years. We raised 3 daughters. They all went to public school. Me and my brothers and sisters, we grew up on a dairy farm in western Wisconsin. And we're just average people, and looking out for the best interests of the people of the state of Wisconsin. Because I know this, that we do not want to end up like the woke and broke in Minnesota and Illinois. Those states are clearly in decline. Wisconsin's going to make a decision here in 2026. Which direction are we going to go? I want us to be a prosperous state here in America.
Got it. So this next question comes from one of my teachers here at this school. When is Wisconsin going to have another wolf hunting season?
Oh, that is a good question. So as we speak right now, there's going to be a vote in the full House of Representatives this week on delisting the wolf. We hope it's the first step in getting it to the Senate and having them pass it and get it signed into law by the president. And hopefully that's going to happen, and we will be able to have a wolf season once again. But there is something we need to be concerned about, and that is the Evers administration is putting as many. So if we get delisting, then the states manage the wolf. The states will then manage, which I believe is the right way to go. But is the Evers administration going to actually allow a wolf hunt? Because what I'm seeing so far from their DNR is they want to keep us from managing the wolf population. I believe that we should. I believe delisting should happen. The state should have a wolf season, and the sooner the better. Because I think what a lot of people don't realize is that this bill that we are hoping to pass this week is called the Pet and Livestock Protection Act. The slaughter that is going on in rural Wisconsin at this point of pets and livestock is really unprecedented. And we've actually seen wolves that have threatened people now over the last couple years. It's a really bad place to be in. When you have a wildlife population like that, it needs to be managed. This is a great success story of the Endangered Species Act. We should celebrate it. We're going to delist. a species that was an endangered species that no longer is.
Sounds good. So, election after election, candidates make promises that they don't keep. And they say that they're the change that everyone craves to see. How are you different from the others, and how do people know you're not lying to them?
Because I follow through on what I'm going to say. And let me give you an example. When I was first elected to the state assembly in 2010, the state had a $3 billion deficit. And when I was knocking on doors asking people for their votes, I said, we're going to fix that. And I remember a person distinctly saying to me, that's just another promise, Tom. You guys are not going to be able to do it. So many people have said the same thing. You're not going to be able to do it. And I said to that person, you give us 3 or 4 budgets and you watch, we will get it done. And I was in the legislature for almost 10 years. I helped write 3 of the next 5 budgets. We balanced the budget and actually made it so Wisconsin had a surplus. And we followed through on that commitment that I made 10 years previously.
Got it. So, in the past, I've interviewed the other 2 Republican candidates that are running, Josh Schoeman and Andy Mansky. Are you open to having a primary debate with them to put your ideas up against theirs?
Oh, I'm always ready to debate whatever issues people want to, and the hardest part will be finding the time to do it. This is a big state, and the commitment I've made to the voters is that I'm going to cover all 72 counties and get out and see people. Because the most important thing we can do is go out and listen to people for ideas, because that's one of the ways in which I've been able to be an effective legislator. For example, in Congress this year, me and my office, we've returned $18 million to the people of the 7th Congressional District. We do that by listening to them and what their concerns are and then trying to fix them.
Got it. How important is it for Wisconsin's next governor to reach across the political aisle and work with the other party?
Oh, you always want to work together to be able to get things done. But the thing that I won't do is I will not compromise my principles, because I believe in fiscal responsibility. I believe we should have limited government. We should have freedom, opportunity. We should have the rule of law. And when I see proposals that run against those principles, then I cannot support them, even if it's going to be called bipartisan. I mean, if you look at my votes, both in the legislature as well as in Congress, there's times that I'm in a distinct minority when I cast some of these votes, but I do that when it violates my principles. And I believe the principles that this country was founded on, which is the Constitution.
Final question here for you. What is your closing message to Wisconsinites out there tonight?
Oh, let's make Wisconsin one of the great states of America once again. I mean, we are lagging a little bit now. We're headed in the direction of Minnesota and Illinois. We've seen what's happened to those states. We don't want to be like Minnesota and Illinois. Let's be one of the great states of America, like you see Texas, Florida, Tennessee, Ohio, states like that. And the states are diverging at this point. Those that are choosing the route of prosperity, those that are choosing the route of decline. Let's make Wisconsin's a great state. Wonderful people. Let's make Wisconsin one of the shining stars here in America. Subscribe if you love America.